welcome to that YouTube video. I'm Robelle Autonomy, and today we're here to react to another Zenless Zone Zero video. This is a pretty big one actually. We haven't even gotten the live stream to announce this stuff. They just shadow dropped this, but it is ReDreaming Angel. Right, it's the Angels of Delusion EP. So we got a whole EP for the entire faction because they are an idol group. So I'm really excited for these characters. So I'm kind of losing my mind here. I'm in the middle of a stream right now. So yeah, that's basically how it's going. But I'm recording it live. So let's just take a look at this. Let's see what's going on. Alright, now as always, because this is an EP, we will watch it all the way through and just see how it goes without pausing. Just enjoy the music. After that, we'll go through it and break it down frame by frame. Not just to find lore, but to find cool animation tricks and cool directorial tricks that the directors and the creatives behind these Zenless Zone Zero, marketing materials shows how much work goes into these. So without further ado, let's hop right into it. Alright, let's take a look here. Let's take a looky. Oh, holy compressed. Oh, never mind, we're good. Already amazingly aesthetic. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. Or they get the money to film this music video. Oh, it's in Japanese. Oh my goodness, Now, pump it up, hang on. Holy moly, wait, there's so much this full 2D animation going on here. Oh my goodness, Ari is so cute. That's the one I'm most excited for. Oh my gosh, wait, this video is crazy already. Oh, this is gonna be a 40-minute long reaction, guys. I'm gonna break everything down frame by frame. Oh no, it's too big! It's too big! Oh no, it's actually too peak. Oh wait, this is the song that they used to tease them on the Game Awards. Oh, it isn't also the marketing music? It's the same song? Oh snap. Oh no, okay, no. This animation is actually next level. They're actually mollywop and everything. Oh shoot, how do you reveal in the official music video? Dang, her secret identity is already exposed on their first music video. Oh my goodness, this is so big! Oh, I'm actually losing my mind here. Oh my goodness, we got a internal shipping in the Angels of Delusion idol group. Here we go. Oh, it's music ton already, no! Music ton, no! Awesome, flipping. Oh, it's not, there's more. Maybe the song's over and it's just... Never mind, it's not time. The peak continues! The peak continues! Just give them an anime, I'll be honest. Well, Senna is not the best at dancing or singing, so... But she's the one that composes the music. They're making waves, they're an unstoppable storm! Keep performing! Be the idols the people need you to be! Bring them hope! Weather the storm! Oh no, it's too good, guys. It's actually too good. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this EP actually solos every other EP. And I'm biased, I've been excited for this with Idol Group, but from a technical standpoint, the amount of shots and everything for this, there's gonna be an episode credit scene. I know it.
Can't believe this camera survived for this long. Huh? Didn't you say last time it was cheap secondhand? Maybe. Its durability is the reason it survived long enough to become secondhand. That makes sense.
Oh my gosh. So that's their official English voices. Ah, it's too good. Okay. I gotta hear them again. Hang on.
Last time, it was cheap secondhand.
I gotta figure out who's who. Okay, who's Sana? Who's you? Who's Arya? Hang on.
I finally got all the moves right.
I finally got all the moves right. Obviously, that's Arya or Suna. I think it's Suna though, because of the little Y at the beginning.
Can't believe this camera survived for this long.
Who is this? Arya or you?
Huh? Didn't you say last time?
Okay, I think this is Arya. I think you was the one that was like saying that the camera survived this long.
It was cheap secondhand? Maybe. Its durability is the reason it survived long enough to become secondhand? That makes sense.
I don't know. I'm excited to see them. Alright, let's go over this frame by frame of first impressions. Yeah, it solos all the other EPs. From a production standpoint, the amount of cuts and animation tricks they use is like, it's next level compared to all of their other EPs. Like, I think the closest one in production value is probably Hugo Vlad's EP, where they literally do an entire storytelling thing, and it's a lot of live 2D art, or maybe it's spline, maybe it's a puppet animation that we see in like Adobe, Adobe Premiere, but that one was incredible with a lot of composite shots. This is full 2D animation, so that's already not the bag on like the bag on puppet animation, but like fundamentally I do believe that just full 2D animation like this, especially complex things like dances, that is a lot more work than the typical puppet animation you see. Although it depends on the complexity of it, right? Again, it's all art. It all depends on the artist. I'm sure there's someone that could do puppet animation that has much more drawing. But typically with puppet animation, you draw pieces and then you manipulate the pieces, you bend and manipulate them to kind of give the illusion that it's animated. But 2D animation, you have to redraw the character over and over and over again. So this is just next level. There's a ton of compositing things they're doing. Let's go over this frame by frame. So stick around for that. We'll break it down. I want you guys to appreciate how much work goes into these videos. Something like this, everyone can appreciate the work that goes into it. It's so obvious that it's a ton of work. But let's go over this. So here we have a huge sweeping shot. Now, all of the like PNGs, all the images, they're on like separate layers and they're all sliding at different paces to show how separated they are. Some of them are even animated with this disc here being, it's literally twisting, it's tilting from away from the camera. And you can tell it's actually, and it might be fully 2D animated or it might be a 3D thing. It might be 3D just because the textures on it are actually changing over time. They got Tamagotchis, all the stuff that represents angels. I apologize for the low quality. It is 1,000,000% just the video didn't load the first 4 seconds in the proper resolution, or it might be on purpose. I think it's just my internet connection. But everything is on separate layers, it's all sliding across. Huge. The effects though for the car, it is 2D animated. And they're drawing the hearts into the smoke, which is a nice little animation flourish. My goodness, that looks great. Alright, we'll play music while I break this down. Alright, here we are. Ton of sparkle effects on their dresses. Alright, that's Sana, you, and Arya over here. Now what's interesting is they actually are maintaining their same hairstyles for this. Seeing Sana like laid back with the sunglasses is adorable. To give that sense of speed, while when we have their hair, it's just flowing in the wind. But we have these speed lines going in just these corners, and it's enough to give the entire illusion. So all their clothes are in the wind, all their hair is in the wind. But these little stars flying by at the speed of light, and they're smearing across the screen, it shows that they're traveling through space at lightning speed, even having stuff go underneath the wheels. So that's a pretty cool trick they're using to give you that sense of speed there. Actually, even more so, I'm noticing this now, they're having the lights reflect off of the side of the car. That's like extra, that's work they did not have to do. But hey, I appreciate it, it looks good. No one's gonna point out that, oh, it's amazing that they pay attention to this little detail. I'm pointing out that they pay attention to this little detail here. Insane work they're doing here. Alright, this is something you'd see in like 90s animation, 80s, early 2010s. We don't typically get crazy stuff like this often nowadays. It still works, it's still a thing people do, but having extra sporadic movement where you don't have to worry too much about the smoothness of the animation. So like you can see the car is like, it is moving very extremely, and also it is clearly drawing it over and over again because the size of the mirror, the wheels are changing, and the door handle is actually a different volume each frame here. So it's they're drawing the car over and over again, and you can see it is going all over the place. And this is nice because you don't have to worry too much about how smooth it will. Actually, you do have to pay attention to the arc of the movement. So it's like here they're starting in the middle, and then it's going in a curve here. But for the most part, it's moving so far between each frame that any minor inconsistencies, like I pointed out, the mirror is different size on each frame, the door handle is a different size in each frame. You don't have to worry about that too much because the eye is gonna catch that. And so we have this sporadic movement where they're just going all over the place into a loop-de-loop. And once again, the smoke from the car's exhaust, it's little hearts to show that they are adorable. The super popular I Look Up Angels of Delusion Interplanetary Concert Tour is now in full swing! And that is them announcing that they're gonna start the marketing campaign. I bet we're gonna get multiple music videos. But if this is the first one, it's an insane stellar start. This is blowing my mind already with how much work this has compared to the other music videos. Not even the Astro music video had this much, although the Astro music video, the Astro EP, it most definitely had, it super duper had some very long and complex shots in it that were like insane. This doesn't have a ton of super duper long complex shots. It's more like a blitz of constant, like short, technically impressive shots. Both impressive in their own right. So if you look at this over here, we can see only one frame of, or actually not one frame, only a couple of frames of the camera flash, and you can see it does change the shading of the character completely. They didn't just put a white filter over the entire character, someone went in and reshaded the entire drawing. And you can look, actually, it's not even just that, right? It is exactly the same frame, but with different shading. So it's a very cool technique they did here. Actually, if anything, it makes it feel smoother because, so this is clearly animated on 2s at 24 FPS, because that is how YouTube tends to upload videos that don't say 60. And every other time I click frame over, 1, 2, you can see the character hasn't moved, but if I click again, she moves. Actually, it might even be on 3s. Hang on. I thought it was on 2s, but let me double check again. Alright, here we go. So here's a frame. Inconsistency to give that, which is a good thing. It's a skilled thing. Gamers will look at something called frame pacing when they look at like 60 FPS or their computer frames per second. In animation, they will animate on 1s or 2s. 24 FPS is usually the standard. And so every other frame is a new drawing that is on 2s. On 1s is the full 24 FPS. On 3s, it's a little bit more sporadic. But what it looks like, what's happening here is it's layered, and then we're actually changing the frame timing. So right here, when this Bang Boo opens this car door, that's 2 frames, that's 3 frames, that's another 3 frames. So he's animated on 3s here. But when we open the door, it's on 2s, except for this here. It's still on this. This frame between this one is on 3s, but now it's on 2s, and now it's on 2s. But if you look, they stagger the animation. So this is what I mean by layered animation. So you see the door, it moves, then the door moves, then she moves, then the door moves, and then she moves. And so they're making it seem like the entire thing is moving, when really it's 2 things moving on separate frame timings to give the illusion that it's moving at the full 24 FPS. There's always something moving every frame, but all of the drawings are on animated at what seems to be... It's not exactly 12 FPS. It could be on 3s, it could even be on 4s. They're actually like shifting it back and forth for the sake of frame timing with the music and to kind of maintain fluidity. So, but it generally seems to be about 2 FPS, or not 2 FPS, but animated on 2, so 12 FPS, or maybe a little bit less at that, and the 8 FPS, something like that. But every frame something is moving, so either the camera flashes, the door is, or the character is, and that gives it that fluidity. Even though the character is not, if you're right here, we're 12 FPS, every other frame the character is moving. Alright, we're only 20 seconds in, and we're already doing some crazy techniques like this. Like I said, this video is a technical marvel. It's actually blowing my mind. Let's change up the music here. Actually, well, let's all change up the music here. I will do this, it's fine. And we stay on the still frame a little bit because they kind of popped off there. Use the visual effects to steal some timing from the flippin' music video so that they can extend it a bit longer. Well, actually, are they doing that again? Hang on. Alright, so the hand moves. And no, now they're in sync. I think that's actually representative of the angels itself. So, while Nandong-yu was not in sync with the door movements that give that sense of fluidity, she is in perfect sync with Suna here. Because, and I think this is more representative of the characters being in sync. They totally could have staggered them apart to give that more extra fluidity, but these characters are moving at the same time. And also, Suna looks gorgeous with her big earrings here. Look at her little tooth here. Also, this is a fun little stylistic thing, so this is a whole separate drawing. It's honestly kind of reminiscent of like, it's basically an impact frame. I know it doesn't look like an impact frame, but it's an impact frame. Alright, it's a whole new drawing with a whole different art style to impact the viewer. But we're sticking on this, so... Oh, they even have like a little bit of that like VHS like line sanding going down the video here to give it more of that. And this video's been in 4:3, so clearly they're going for that retro look here. Then we have Arya's tuning in here. And we know her secret, she actually is a robot from the Drip marketing. But this character is exuding tons of confidence in her human form. Whereas, see, Suna and... Or let's go back Nandong-yu here. Alright, she gets a flourish. Suna is a little bit less confident than the others, so her flourish is taking off her sunglasses, but it's not a big, wide movement. But the one with the biggest movement is Arya, who is kind of the face of the group. Look at them! Look at this universe tour. Oh, they're touring around the universe. Look at them, they're so cute. I love this. Again, look, they're doing the trick again where everyone is moving at a different frame timing to give the illusion that they're, you know, animated at the full 24 FPS, but really it's just tricking you. There is something moving on every frame, but a lot of them are still during those movements. Actually, interestingly enough, it does seem like they purposefully made Suna a little bit more out of sync than the other two. And you can't really see it in motion, right? In motion when you see it, they're just moving, right? But you can tell the artist is actually invoking that she is a little bit out of sync with the other two because she has a little bit less talent in terms of dancing and singing. But Suna is the composer for the group, so she has tons of talent in music making itself. Oh my goodness. They're adorable. Now they're in perfect sync now that they're moving together here. Also, the fact that they're actually like overlaying on top of each other, right? This is all in one drawing, not 3 drawings that are side by side. Where if we go back to a while ago... Alright, here, right, these are clearly... There are 3 separate drawings animated separately, and then they timed them differently. But over here, this is one drawing, if that makes sense, and it's because they're part of each other. They're overlapping and interacting to the point where it's like, yeah, this isn't 3 separate characters being animated on different layers, it's 3 characters animated on one layer. the glitter on their dress too, the effect on it is really, really cool. So typically when you see glitter on these animations, a good example is if anyone's watched Cartoon Network Chowder, they typically have characters with like the glittery texture on them. But what they're doing is they're using an animated glitter texture where it's different frames of this galaxy looking texture. So it looks animated as well with the characters and doesn't look like you just pasted a texture over top of the coloring here. We have a fun loading screen here. Look at that. Once again, alright, we have multiple PNGs. And they're all sliding up at different timing. But actually, if anything, I think all the bubbles are on the same layer. Oh, the candy is on the same layer. And then everything else is on separate layers. Yeah, if you look, the candy and the stars are moving at the same timing. The bubbles are moving at the same timing with each other. Like the distancing moving. This rabbit here, this bunny is moving at its own, it's on something. Actually... Oh no, the rabbit's on the same layer as the bubbles. And then also they have some animation on the foreground. I wonder... That might just be another plushie toy. There's a little hot dog octopus. Now, what is this? Okay, this is one of the devs. They got a Zenless Zone Zero. Oh, that's actually really cute. This is one of the Zenless Zone Zero devs. Because if you watch any of their live streams, you know they all have that Zenless Zone Zero jacket. It's drip, it's fire. You can purchase it yourself. And you can look, the angels are holding up a paper that says delay, delay, delay. Alright, they have been delayed far too many times. It's a reference to the fact that they revealed these characters before the game even launched. They showed their character designs, they showed an illustration. And it's cool to see that the angels, for the most part, they're relatively unchanged from their designs. There are a couple minor changes, but not enough that you are gonna notice as a general fan. If you know what the changes are, well, good for you. I'm gonna point out right now, one of the main differences is Nangong Yu. Her old dress had a Tyrant tail in her original, or not a Tyrant tail, but a Tyrant tail hole. They had that little hole there in her original design, and it's not there anymore. They removed it. Maybe lifted up her skirt a little bit to make it a little bit more poofy. Yeah, that's one of the ZZZ devs. I'm surprised they made his hair brown. If you know which dev it is, point it out. A lot of them wear glasses, and some of them do have this hairstyle. It's just not they have black hair because, you know, it's the end. But that's how it is. Okay, we got another shot of the character with we already understand the logistics of this, but seeing that Suna has her little melodica here, her Tamagotchi, or her virtual pet, whatever you want to call it. So it's cool to see, and she has the iPod as well, the MP3 player. It's cool to see that these actually do represent like the characters. So if we go back over here to Nangong Yu real quickly. So she likes sweets, she likes food, she has a bubbly personality. And I guess the snowflake is kind of represent she's a little bit of an ice queen. At least that's what I think her character is gonna be like. There is an event that just came out that shows the idol's personality a bit more, but I haven't seen it. I don't know what it is. I don't know what she's like, but that's my assumption. Alright, and then here we have Suna. She is a little bit more nervous. That's her character. She's not as used to being in the spotlight. She's the one that hides behind the scenes. She makes the music. She is the true talent, the mastermind of the Angels of Delusion. But the talent lies with Nangong Yu and with Arya. Look at these three. Oh my goodness, they're slaying. They're so cute. Look at this. These are vibes right here. I am such a big fan of Arya bouncing around. This is so slice of lifey. It reminds me of Bochi the Rock. Just them, they're vibing. Alright, this is a friend group. They're not a super duper professional idol group just yet. This is them having fun. But this is their rise to stardom. I love it. This is the friend vibes. And then here we have Arya. Alright, that's her phone. We've seen it on their social media posts. I like the little rabbit plushie here, or well, it's not a rabbit per se, but if you know, you know. It's just plushes, her friends are oh so important to her. I guess he's a gamer, I guess. If you look over here, actually looking at... Oh no. Alright, I'm willing to bet. So in the most recent Zenless update, we got a new phone. Yeah, we got a phone menu that you can open up. This looks remarkably similar to the HIA one, so I'm willing to bet next patch we're gonna get an Angels of Delusion like phone skin. If you buy the battle pass. But she's got pretty bows, sparkles. Specifically, this star shape is very, very important to Aria. We can see it all over her design. It's on her shoulders, it's in her eyes, it's on her dress. So this little star shape, very Studio Trigger. Not to say that the four-pointed star is Studio Trigger only, but it is a very common anime effect, and Trigger or Gainax, they kind of really use that effect to its maximum. So interesting to see. So she is the singer, so we got a microphone. I guess a random CD is here. What is that thing? There's a random button-looking thing here. I'm curious what that is. It might just be the little hint that she is indeed a robot. And that is why she's my favorite. Once again, they're using that trick where everything is staggered animation. Everything is moving at a different pace here. Alright, so all the characters moving at once, but the little super effect here, the power beam that is powering up at her finger point, it's moving at a different frame rate than the others, along with everything in the foreground, which all that is most definitely to the animated. Very, very nice. They blurred it too. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't draw this controller over and over again, and what they're actually doing is they're just actually tilting the image, because it's really not moving that much. Never mind, they animated it. You can see from the shade on this side. If you go back, it's not on that side. It actually is a properly animated thing. It might even be a 3D model, actually. I wouldn't be surprised, especially when you have discs and stuff like this flying around. We're 26 minutes in, and I'm already only 30 seconds into the video. Yeah, for the long haul, guys. We're in it for the long haul. Alright, so she's shooting a laser at an ethereal. That thing is Giga Dad. Holy moly. Poor little Hattie, but there's a pink one for some reason. So we have a more monochrome thing here, and the pink is shining through. Look at this character, adorable. There they are on the blue screen. This is them recording music video. It's a little bit of a meta thing. I've seen it in some music videos as well, where like the celebrities, the idols, the star, the singer, whoever they are, they give you a little bit of anything behind the scenes in their music video. It's an artistic decision. You can see the sets behind them. We see the directors, the producers all clapping. They got a bunch of props up here. Very, very cute. Now this is interesting. So they're in the sky. She takes a step, it turns pink. And I guess this is just them in their own little world. Everything is pink, everything is pretty. Oh my gosh. They turned into marketable plushies! I'm such a big fan. Now here we can see them glitching out. I'm wondering what that's representative of. If it's just a transition. Here they are walking, and you can see the bit rate is just dying because this video has so much happening in such a short amount of time. That's just the limitation of YouTube and reacting to it super duper early. And once again, they are moving on separate layers here, giving that illusion. It looks like Yasuna and Yu are moving on their own pace, but Arya is separate from them. Maybe it is alluding to the point that she's not exactly human, but again, maybe we're leaning into that too much for my little deconstruction here. But here they are performing in front of the idol crowd. Oh, this dance sequence is so cute. Now what's nice is so they're able to actually loop it and then have maybe 2 to 3 transition frames into the next move, and then loop maybe a 4 or 5 frame dance loop here. Very nice. Dang, okay, that is really complicated. Holy moly. Alright. Look at that. It's beautiful how they're animating the dress. So when I play backwards, you can see it. Their clothes are lagging behind them, which is how clothes actually work, right? You move the clothes, and they follow your movements. Arya's dress is so poofy here that it's lagging behind, back and forth. You can't really loop any of this here. Well, you can if you do the long dance sequence, but Dang, this is so good. This dance sequence, And then here they're reusing the same animation. And the classic idols, arms apart, I love you pose. I love you, my dear viewers pose. Here they are on the Windows XP. Holy moly, this is such an aesthetic, very reminiscent of all kinds of things in the past, but this pink in the pretty, pastel aesthetic, it's very much a reference to Needy Streamer Overload, or that kind of thing here, which you can kind of lean into that with the glitch effects. Here they are on stage, they're performing for everyone from everywhere, alright? They're online, they're on stage, they're in Vegas, I guess. Angels make the dream come true. This is them. This is their dream. They want to perform for everyone from everywhere. They want to travel and they want to be accessible as idols for everyone. Oh my goodness. The poses are so strong in this too. So like having this little thing where they have their hands on their face into the powerful finger point. Boom! And then of course the little heart effect is carrying. Like, they're animated from different angles too, so this they're on a circular stage here and it's rotating. Oh my gosh. Every shot is crazy! Again, balancing with the beat, this is such a big thing you see with idols. If anyone's in the idol culture, you know. Now, of course, you only see this crazy stuff in the music videos. If you go to watch an actual idol concert on stage, alright, you have one point of view in front of them. You're in the audience. But in these music videos, the cinematographers, they film the girls in there to bring their beauty out, to bring out their potential, their cuteness, their beauty, whatever you want it to be. But this is animated, so they have to animate all of it to mimic all of the techniques. Oh my goodness. Anybody that's a fan of idol anime also should understand all of the stuff that's happening that I'm bringing out right now. So Arya is flying. Oh no, they're all flying. Alright, they're the angels of Delusion. They all got their wings. Now, of course, this is effects added in. But, they all have different types of wings. So Arya's wings are a part of her dress. Cinna's wings are a part of her backpack. And Nandong Yu's wings are actually a part of her body. There's a big scar where they connect and makes you wonder, what kind of crazy experiment has she gone through? Of course, now that everyone has wings, we're leaning into that for their idol group, I guess. But it does make you wonder, what kind of darkness is underneath this character? I'm curious to see, but seeing them fly up into the sky to bring everybody hope and joy, very, very cute. You can see her scar right there too. Attached to her dress, attached to her backpack, they are all angels. They all have wings that are gonna fly high. They're gonna reach the sky. Oh, and okay, I didn't notice this on the first watch through. Arya does feel alone. She feels left out because she's the only one that's not real. She is a robot. Her human form is fake. He is living a lie. Oh, and that's the glitches. And then she's falling from the sky. Okay, now they're all falling, but it stems from Arya. Now, of course... Oh, dang. So, Arya reaches out to grab Sunna. But Sunna disappears. She breaks up. It's actually so sad in terms of storytelling. And the thing is, so this is existentialism, right? So Arya is a robot. And so she's fundamentally very alone. Her friends, he wonders if she can help them. If she can rescue them, because Arya on stage isn't the real one. That's really cool too. Okay, so she's a robot. She can't cry tears, right? But her eye display is it's displaying a circle, a white circle to look like a tear. And here she is with her friends on the train though. They still love her. They're leaning on her as they sleep. Right, the friendship rings true though. She's not truly alone. And then Sunna, this is Sunna, you can tell from the little armband here, but I guess she's scrapbooking, or not even scrapbooking, this is probably a little board in their room, filling with stickers, filling with cute things. And they have your schedule, music video, shoot, look at all this, their schedule's packed. Look at that, they're so cute! Also, I love Arya so much! If I had the money, I would be N6ing her, but I don't have the money! So, by all means, I'm gonna just go all in, see how many copies I can get. I will be pulling all of them into W engines. It's a must, it's a requirement, even if I have to swipe. It is interesting to see how her technology works. So this is them clearly, I'm guessing this is 404. You can see it's run down. Or maybe this isn't even 404, it might just be an open air stage. But the walls, the little scaffolding, there's holes in it, it's falling apart, the light from outside is peeking through. And Arya glitches into her human form. So I'm curious to see how much control she actually has of it. And of course, Yu is the dancer, so she's the one doing this crazy, the cartwheels, these flips. She's the athletic one. Arya is a robot, so she has unlimited energy and she can just perform everything flawlessly, but I'm guessing she's the one that she can't be original, if that makes sense, alright? So Yu has to make the dances, Sim has to make the songs, and then Arya is the one that can perfectly mimic the dances, and she's the one that can properly sing because she has that Vocaloid technology! Or she has auto-tune, whatever it may be. And Senna is not the most athletic, she is the one that's inside all day making the music, she's the music producer. Oh, she fell down, she's too tired. Yeah, working too hard. And we're seeing that Sana is the one that's lagging behind, but she is, once again, super integral to the group. Here we are, we got Yuri bit a little bit. Alright, we gotta beat it out. Look at these two. Look at the, oi! Look, I'm with Arya on this one. Look at these two. Oh my gosh. Now all that just for them to be really into the main characters. And really be really into Belle and Wise. The loading thing here to show that she is going to sleep too with her friends. Alright, here we have Yu. She's the first one to wake up. Well, actually, Arya is the first one to wake up, but Yu is from a nightmare, so she went back to sleep. Yu wakes up here. Oh, when did she notice? Oh, alright, she wakes them all up. Suna is still half asleep. We just go back here, we can see as Yu is dragging them along, Suna is still sleepy. She probably is the one that is the most tired out of all of them, because composing music is a very, very important creative feat. And it's exhausting, right? Using your creative brain, it does use up a lot of your energy. It burns memory. Your brain, it uses the chemicals in your body to activate, right? When you're using your brain creatively, you're burning through sugar. And sugar, you're burning through energy. It makes sense that she's tired. Also, she's not athletic because she's just sitting there on a computer. So she's even more tired that they're out and about. But Yu, she's the athletic one. Of course, you know, coming up with dance choreography, that is also very, very hard. It's a creative deal here. But the thing is, by doing that, she builds up stamina, so she's not tired like Sina over here. And once again, Arya has unlimited battery. Oh, she's even holding on to Suna's backpack. Look at them, they're late. They fell asleep on the train. They're on the wrong station. They're running. Also, the Astro ad is a nice detail here. They're late to the stage. And they're soaked wet. Because they were running in the rain, but they're gonna perform for everyone anyways. Because no one's gonna stop them from being idols in a storytelling, guys. Oh, so this is the true live performance, and you can see Sana is making mistakes. They're not picture perfect, but they are still lovable, adorable. Interesting, wait a minute. Oh no, it's just the lighting changing. Okay. The line art got the line art is a solid black rather than like having filters over it to make it gray. Having compositing over it to make it, but no, the lighting is just changing throughout. Because they're performing in the storm. Because they're doing an outdoor performance. They're in an open stage. So they're still performing in the rain. But they're performing because their fans showed up for them anyways. They are loved no matter what. Yeah, they're performing through this time. Now, one thing that's interesting though, is their fans are clearly puppets. They're clearly puppets, so... yeah, they're puppets. They're mannequins, whatever it may be. I just said that their fans showed up anyways, but they're not real, because this is a startup idol group. They don't have fans yet. Except they have a million fans in all of us Zenless fans. We all stand up. That's so nice. So, you can see Sana is faltering. Arya is faltering as well. So while Arya is the face of the group, we all know that their leader is Nangam Yorye. So she's the one, full confidence, no, we perform. From her, halo is the light. Behind her is the light, she is the one. Boom, keep performing, blow them all away. Oh my gosh, this is a crazy video. We're 40 minutes in. I'm sorry if this breakdown is so long. We gotta go over everything. This EP offers more than all of the other EPs. And to think, this is the Angels of Delusion EP. There might be one for each of them individually. Or we might just get a whole bunch of music videos from them because this is an idol group. And clearly, these Amazon Zero devs are leaning into this whole idol thing because as we've seen in their drip marketing, as we've seen in their idol posts on social media, because they have their own separate social media. On their Angel of Delusions page, they've been posting, they have Vtuber models. So these characters are gonna be very much ones to get invested in. Even if you're not pulling them, their story is one that brings hope. And the storm parts, the sun shines too. And they're glad they continued. They didn't stop dancing. They kept going and weathered the storm. And once again, this little trick where it's the same animation. Oh! Don't do that. Thank you so much, Zero. Actually, no. No, go back. What are people searching? Never mind. And that's the Esther little bowing down. The show is over. All is good. Everything's happy. The storm is gone. The rainbow is here. We have doves to signal the peace. And then if it zooms out, it's all on camera. It's a music video. Also, the quick cut. This is very different than what we're used to from Zenless on Zero. Usually we get that little twisty pew. But it just... The star... Oh, hey, hang on. I do this. That's my screen thing. Yeah, I literally do that. It's literally, that's my effect. They took my effect. I'm just kidding. And this is, everyone does this. There's flipping, it's just to show like CRT stuff. The TV turning on, screen turning on. Even though screens don't do that anymore. I'm back in the olden days, they did that. And then we got a little bit, it's on the after credits scene, just I'm talking. Alright, we've broken down the Angels of Delusion music video. 42-minute video. If you guys watched this far, thank you so much. Alright, I just love gushing about animation, but not just that. The storytelling through these videos, it's always so good, especially in the gacha space. And like, while we see people loving the characters, loving the kits, loving the combat, loving all this, the marketing side is something that people don't appreciate enough. We look at the trailers and go, that trailer is good, that trailer is bad, but when you break the trailers down, there's so much work, especially for something as high quality as this. I know a lot of people like to break it down as, oh, it's high budget, but you know how money works, right? How you throw money at something and it becomes amazing, right? You throw money at somebody takes that money, they make something amazing, right? So more money doesn't necessarily mean better content, right? More money means you can hire more people and you can do more complex things, but you still have to have somebody organize all of that talent. So when you see something like this, where it's all these different shots, it's all this crazy animation, it's really a wonder. This is probably the best gacha trailer I've seen thus far. It's like, it's too good! It's too flipping good! Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, and I would love to hear what you thought of it down below in the comments. Are you excited for the Angels? Are you excited for their derpiness? I need someone to take this shot and make it a GIF. This is so peak! This flipping, they just bouncing off. Alright, and let me know what you think of the, what you think of the music video in the comments down below. What do you think of my reaction? What do you think of my breakdown? Was I insightful? I would love to know. Alright, and if you watched this far and you haven't clicked on the video, that means you enjoyed the content. Or maybe you were hate watching, I don't know. But either way, you watched this far, so you should subscribe. Alright, bell notification lets you know when I upload a new video. And with that, I hope you all had a good one. Remember, Nintendo Illusion. So I will see you all next time. Bye!